I'm Robert.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Travis.
And we are late to the party. And it is time again for Better Late Than Never.
We're going back in time.
Time travel. It's always dangerous.
Yes.
Cause a paradox. But we're happy to do it. And Travis is at the helm of our time machine.
You should probably never trust me with time travel.
Yeah, the paradox.
Good thing we're just sticking to trailers of the past.
And better late than never. Good rolling. Let's keep going. So what do we have on the docket today, Travis?
Well, this one is also from an actor that we've reviewed before, one of his films before.
Harrison Ford.
Perhaps.
Charlie Chaplin? We haven't done his.
Robert Downey Jr.
Perhaps.
I love Robert Downey Jr.
Either way, this is a comedic movie of great value to me because of where I live.
Martin Short.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Perhaps.
Okay.
So, you guys ready?
Yes.
We want to keep guessing?
Let's just go.
All right, let's go.
Orion.
And HBO?
I love this movie so much, I just want to smash it.
They were the biggest stars of their day.
Look at it.
Three Amigos.
I love this. Take the Amigos.
Joe Montana.
But that was yesterday.
If I know anything about Hollywood, something will always come your way.
Boys, I know show business. Something always turns up.
Telegraph for the Amigos. This part was just so random in the movie.
It's a great song.
Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky.
Who are you?
The Three Amigos.
Macarena.
Little Nettie.
I like these guys. They're funny guys.
Funny guy. Just be one of them. Steve Martin. Chevy Chase.
Martin Short.
You have anything besides Mexican food?
Martin Short.
There it is.
There it is.
That's old Tucson right there. Go Waffles.
Throw down your gun! Not you, Dusty! Sorry!
You're so brave.
Whoa, Horseman!
Three Amigos.
I'll come back one day.
Why?
You guys, this is such an infamous film. I love it so much.
It's funny enough that we recently just realized that John Landis actually directed this movie, and we were like, oh my god, John Landis, it's crazy to think that he did. I didn't think that he did this movie, but he did.
Yeah, he's kind of all over the board.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, about this movie. You got a lot of little cameos. Love little cameos. John Lovitz, Phil Hartman, Joe Montana, of course.
Take the Amigos clothes.
Obviously, it's highly quoted. We live in Tucson, and we hear stories from all the people that live in Tucson about when they were filming back in the day and who they came across as well.
A lot of the movies that I saw when I was a kid, I had to, do it by myself, I guess.
Watch them by yourself?
Well, no, seek them out by myself. My mom would never be like, oh, you have to watch this movie, or she would put. But this was one of the movies that we always watched together, all the time. So, I love Three Amigos. It's so much fun. Look up here, look up here.
I remember years ago, Martin Short was here in Tucson, and he did an event for some charity. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was. But I definitely donated because I really wanted to go see Martin Short. So we were there front row, and he talked about this whole story on when he came to Tucson, and how great and hot and horrible it was for him. But he talked about the great filming and what they did at Old Tucson Studios, and how much he actually liked doing this film. And this was a few years ago, so he's obviously had a much larger career since then, like Clifford. And
Love Clifford.
He really talked about how this was a good movie because of the ensemble cast, and I agree. It was such a good cast, just the three of them. Steve Martin, my favorite, Martin Short, and then Chevy Chase. They just worked really well together, and this is the type of movies I love because it's really, 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 really funny, but it's not made to be funny. It's real situation happening. It just happens to be very grounded, and it's just hilarious on how it goes.
And that's a conversation we have quite a bit about comedies, is there's a difference when they keep it grounded, and then there's a difference when it goes off the rails, just this could never happen.
And we had this conversation regarding Wayne's World.
And Wayne's World 2.
Wayne's World 2, yeah.
And Austin Powers versus the rest of the Austin Powers.
Ghostbusters and the remake of Ghostbusters.
Yes. Correct, yeah, it just gets crazy off the rails. And that's the cool thing, is they kind of make fun of that a little bit. There is a sliver of that in the Three Amigos when it gets a little mystical.
That whole part where they go and look for the Invisible Man,
yeah,
that was a pointless part of the entire
the singing
movie.
Bush.
It was just, there was no point to that part of the movie.
around about it when she comes. And
excuse me. Excuse me.
And it was hilarious because like in those... I feel like in like some old school westerns and stuff, when there was a little bit of mysticism, like it played on that just a bit. Lip balm?
Fun thing too. Growing up, we had it on. My dad recorded it on a VHS tape from HBO. There's the scene in the movie when they look up and they see the mail plane, and the joke is, "Oh, you can tell it's a mail plane." Well, how can you tell?
The sax.
It's because of his little sax. The HBO one dubbed it, and he says because of the little thingies. Interesting, and I've heard other people have noticed that too in different areas. They've said different things for that one particular joke.
Well, on the version now, he says little balls.
Right.
He's like, "Didn't you notice the balls?" And then they're like, "Huh?" But he thinks it's hilarious. But
I love it because then he just starts cracking up,
crying,
and all the other ones are like, "Ha ha ha, yeah."
Oh yeah.
That was a good one though, because he learned that when he went to war, when little Nicky went to war.
So yes, it's definitely something we've all seen. I'm sure you guys have seen it as well.
All I know is that Three Amigos is infamous.
Ooh, that's more than famous.
Well, based off of this trailer, if you've never heard of this movie or ever seen it, would you have seen it?
Yes.
Based off of this trailer.
It's kind of hard because I already know it and I love it, but all in all, I probably would because of Steve Martin and Chevy Chase, as far as like, because you know them from SNL.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, these guys are super funny. And then you bring Martin Short.
And I love how Martin Short always finds a way to do that dance.
Oh, I love the dance. He does that in freaking Inner Space, too. And it's so perfect.
Clifford, everything.
Yes,
everything he's in, he does it.
Well, what do you guys think? Is it a movie you would see? Have you seen it? What'd you think of it?
Tell us down below.
Yes.
Let us know if there's anything else that Travis should have us
pull up these old
see.
Classic movies, especially ones that are awesomely influential that maybe I have never even heard of.
And that's the thing, guys, is after we do these reactions for these movies, eventually some of them will seek out, and you can actually see our reactions to old school movies on Stardust. Our Stardust app is where Vanessa has already gone through a whole bunch of old school movies that she hasn't seen, and you could see her first impressions in 30 seconds or less on what she thought of all those movies of yesteryear that she never got to see.
Recently I did Ruthless People.
A while ago you did Ruthless People.
Well, that was the last one I did, was Ruthless People, as far as movies from the past, so.
It's actually a different time jump, being that the production, movie magic, trick photography, camera tricks.
Trick photography?
We never used trick photography.
I was crushed when I learned of trick photography.
References. So thank you guys. You can like and you can subscribe.
And you can do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Stardust.
All the social networking joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party at the Patreon. And if you have the Patreon, you actually get these a couple days earlier than we post them on our YouTube. So hope you guys enjoy them. Thank you so much. And as always, now it's time to say goodbye. Bye. Son of a motherless goat.